We got a couple folks that, get in the truck, they'll come in, but since you guys are here, we're not gonna waste everybody's time waiting on other folks. So, what do we call this board?
Huddle board.
The huddle board, yes.
Good start.
Good start, okay.
Morning.
All right. So, on the huddle board, we talked about this. What's that block? Okay, but I mean, what do we call this block? Why do we? Toolbox message, takeaway, okay. What do we talk about up here? Wins, okay. What's our block over here? Safety. Talk about that every day, right? Okay. What's this area right here? Okay, CSIs, right? Nothing new there. What's this whole area inside here?
Numbers.
You're on it this morning, numbers.
Anybody wake up?
Okay. So our trends, right? Our CSIs, our downtime, our PMs, those are our trends. Everything we've gone over, we've talked about every week, right? Nothing new. What's the one area on the board that we haven't talked about before, really?
The one on the bottom.
This one?
Yep.
MHN?
So what?
MHN trucks? Okay, we kind of hit that a little bit. Maybe not much unless we got something to update on it. What other box haven't we talked about?
Lately, or we talk about in the past.
Okay.
Actually.
SRTs? Okay. So, what are SRTs?
Standard repair time.
Very good. I can see, we can read on the board, right? Standard repair times. What does that mean to you guys?
It means, how long it take to do a job.
Okay.
Doing a good job and how amount of time it should be done.
All right, so how long it takes to do a job? Where do those numbers come from?
Average,
Okay, excellent. Average of the company. So, when we get our goals, why do we have goals? Why do we get SRTs? Say that again?
Planning the work.
Outstanding. Did you read the script?
No.
That's good. Planning the work, all right? Because on the operations side, do they have goals? Okay. They've got goals. Drivers are given routes. They're expected to go out and complete them within 5% of the time. And then like Gus said, it goes right back to planning. So when a driver goes out on a route, we know when he's going to be complete with the route, when the customers are serviced, and when he's going to be back in the yard. Okay? Same thing on the technician side. We have jobs, we can plan and schedule, so if we give a job out, we know pretty much when that job's gonna be completed, so we can plan more work, so we don't have too much, too little. Where do we get those numbers from again, the SRTs? All right, but is that just something that we make up in our heads, or somebody gives us those numbers?
Average time.
Average time, right?
What do you think about those average times?
Sometimes they're not accurate.
What happens when you get an inaccurate SRT time?
They're supposed to fix it.
And we go, too.
Yeah, I find, you know,
All right.
sometimes the standard repair time is not, you know,
Right.
the right time, because if you do a great job, you can do 9. You think can be 9 in 1 week, on actually it's 3 hours. You know, 1.9. When you do that 1.9, the 1 axle, I don't think so.
So,
Unless it's a disc brake.
unless it's disc brake, but the SRTs, you've got different SRTs for drum brakes and disc brakes, okay? So, SRTs are goals. That's all they are. Why do we have goals?
Planning.
There you go. Planning and scheduling, so we know how to plan and schedule the workload, and we can tell pretty much when those trucks are gonna be repaired, and we're good to go, okay? With goals, you always have, you've got a goal, you've got a tolerance, like left or right, that you're expected to hit those goals with. What's our tolerance for working on trucks? Plus or minus 10%, right? Why do we have a tolerance? Why isn't the goal the goal?
Sometimes you run into something unexpected, you know.
Okay,
So
that's it.
sometimes you may supposed to take an hour, go ahead and instead it takes 2 hours.
That's it, because we work on garbage trucks. Is anything that we do on these trucks ever standard?
No.
No, right? Just like Gino said, the SRTs for the brakes, 1.9. Can you do an axle in 1.9 hours?
No.
I don't think
Sometimes yes,
so.
sometimes no. It's impossible. Depends what kind of the brake.
Just great.
Can you say?
Yeah.
Yes,
When you
it's
change the
more
bed.
easy, but it's very hard.
It's a drum. and-
That's why you got two different SRTs, one for disc and one for drum. Okay?
And sometimes the parts, sometimes it's not complete.
Yeah.
Hey, and listen, I didn't mean to disrupt or derail your huddle here, but what should we do when we have an SRT time or anything that looks a little funny?
We'll get to that. So, like Tyrone said, everything is not standard. You got different trucks, makes, models, years, bolts get stuck, they get frozen. They're always gonna be non-standard, right? So that's why we got our plus or minus 10%. Now, we talked about our SRTs. When you get handed a job, the SRT is on the work order, so you can see what it is. You look at it, sometimes it looks right, sometimes it doesn't look right. If it doesn't look right, what do you do?
Let you know.
Okay? And then, what do we do?
Adjust it.
Okay, so, I'm glad we brought out two things. The SRT doesn't look right, talk to us, we'll look at it, and then try to find out why it doesn't look right, okay? On the brakes, we know that the SRT is to change one wheel. So, when the SRT comes out, and it says 1.9 hours, that's for one wheel. But depending on how many wheels you're doing, how many axles, that SRT is gonna be per wheel. So if you're doing all 4 rear tandem axle brakes, then we gotta change it to reflect that you're doing 4 rear tandem axle brakes. Sometimes we may talk about it and find out that, you know, we think that SRT kinda looks right, but you're saying it doesn't look right. We'll talk about why you think it doesn't look right. You know, do we not have the proper tools? Do we not have special tools? Do we not have parts? But we have that conversation so we can adjust it, okay? We've also got different skill sets, right? The more experienced tech might be able to do it quicker. A junior tech would take longer to do it. Got it. That builds into the SRTs, and the SRTs change every month because it's a rolling 12-month average. So the jobs that we do at this site, that calculates on our SRTs, so we compare us to us. And then as those SRTs, the junior guys, the senior guys work on those same jobs, that time is gonna equal out as we go through it. What happens if you got a missing SRT? You got no SRT on that job at all?
Let you know.
Okay, let us know again, right? Write it up, let us know, and then we can take the SRT from our site, put it in there, and that gives you guys an idea of what we're looking for. Now, we're gonna do this class in 2 parts, okay? We hit our SRT goals, we hit why we do plus or minus 10%, okay? Good discussion, everybody's tracking, kinda makes sense. Tomorrow, we're gonna hit top 3, bottom 3, and then our numbers, okay? That's where we get into a little bit more discussion. Sometimes the numbers make sense. Sometimes when you look at them, they don't make any sense at all. But if we look at our goal, we've got plus or minus 10%. That gives us our planning factor, so we know how many jobs we can get through a shop. We know when those jobs should be done. Okay, we talked about what happens if the SRT doesn't look right, let us know. If you got a 0 in there, you let us know, and then we can look what the site SRT is and put it in there, so we compare us to us.
When do we let you know about the SRT?
Hmm?
When should we let you know about the SRT?
It should come out on the work order. So when they see a job, that SRT should be right there and they know about it. Yeah, before you start working.
Yeah, and also, if they open the jobs, they cannot be able to put the SRT, it's gonna come with
Zero.
zero.
Ah.
And if we don't know, we cannot put it.
Okay, so in Compass, about 80% of the jobs have SRTs. Some of the jobs, like Chris said, we find them, they got no SRTs. So no SRTs, what do?
Let you know.
Let us know. Because if you work on a job with no SRT, what happens?
All negative.
All negative, okay? And that's part of what we'll talk about, tomorrow, as we get more in detail on it. All right, so we just hit the overview today. We talked about goals, plus or minus 10%. We'll hit the details tomorrow. What questions do you guys have that we want to do tomorrow?
How do you manage, you guys put up, repair a blade? This is on the welding shop. And you guys put 2.5 hours to replace shoes.
Okay?
And when we get into a blade, when we get to a truck, we find out tracks, shoes, track of the blade, those garbage, pile it up. Most of the time, we cannot even reach the bolts and the blade to disconnect the cylinder.
Yeah.
And those take time.
Alright, so Terrence, if you would, write down manage non-standard jobs. Okay, what else?
Just like, yesterday, we're doing a radiator,
Okay.
and, find out, the PTO shaft, you can't get to the bolt that disconnected from the PTO.
Mm-hmm,
So you gotta end up taking PTO apart, take it off completely in order to take the radiator.
okay,
Sometimes you look at it, okay, bolt is right there, but then the next set of bolts for the shaft, you can't get to it, you gotta take the PTO apart. So a radiator may end up taking apart PTO and everything before
Okay.
you get to it, just to change the radiator.
alright, so put down, remove extra parts. Cause you're right.
Oh, good question.
Mm-hmm.
What about if you, like he said, you give him the radiator job, and you put me and him together to work in that truck? It's the same SRT,
Mm-hmm.
2.5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
or it cuts it in half because it's 2 of us?
Well, it'll be the same SRT, but what happens is it takes the number of techs that are working on that job, adds it all together against that SRT.
So if it's 2.5 hours, it'll be 2.5 hours for him and 2.5 hours for me, or if it divides the time?
Now, it'll show 2.5 hours for the SRT, but if you each work on it 2.5 hours, the actual time will be 5.
That's depending on what happens.
So put on there, multiple techs on jobs.
So it's total man hours, so if you have more than one man working on it, just divide the men into the SRT time.
So the SRT doesn't change, but the man hours, like Rick says, it adds it all up and puts it in there. And there's multiple reasons, that's why we put it on the questions, so we'll cover that tomorrow.
Like yesterday, I was working on the truck, when I went to see for the part, we didn't have the part in stock,
Mm-hmm.
so Carlos have to order. Then I need another part in the same truck, and we have the part, but the part was not completed.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended getting go get the part, and come back, pull the truck in again, and start working.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, all the stuff, it's like, you take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing, just like that, when we take all everything apart and we see that the inner cooler have a hole in it, so we have to wait and call us to order the inner cooler, or to put it in again too, so
Okay,
all of that.
so let's put down waiting parts.
So, Pat, I want a question. Like the truck when I going to open the gate, it's gonna open because the lock is don't release because it's been cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
Why he got a new truck? Why he don't keep it? Started based on new part for this truck because every time when the new truck breaks down, no got no problem.
Alright,
Something what I need working because you start one truck where he can working better on the whole truck. So you got the part, you can fix it, and the truck keep running. More safety, more, you got more garbage with the old one because the old one maybe making more problems than the new one.
mm-hmm.
So he need working that. I think, you know, I know about it.
Alright, so, good point, topic for a different discussion, but I can tell you that we're working on getting those new parts, getting them in stock. It just takes a while to build up that stock level for what we need. Alright, one more question, and then we'll wrap it up for this morning, for the overview.
The truck, remember the truck when I changed the bushing for the county?
Mm-hmm.
The bushing not coming out, the board fits out. Simeon is going to help me to hit it, to try to take it out, so he taking more time when he's supposed to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I said, I wanna try to fix the truck, because you told me I need a truck. I know you need it for us, see, I take a time, no, it's because I wanna take a time, it's because complication on the job.
Alright, so I think that, we'll cover that on removing extra parts and multiple techs. Okay, anybody got another question? Alright, good job, good discussion, good questions. We got some stuff to make sure that we talk about tomorrow. Because once we get into these numbers here, I know that's gonna be a little confusing. That's why we wanted to hit those questions, to bring the answers up, so you guys get answers to the questions that you're asking. Alright?
Can we do one thing real quick? Can we all read the daily toolbox message one more time? Quality repairs,
Okay.
don't sacrifice quality repairs to hit an SRT number.
Okay, and that's, Rick brought up an excellent point. SRTs are goals, that's why you got the plus or minus 10%. We know there's nothing standard on these trucks, so we want quality, we want safety.
Yes.
And if your notes are in Compass that justify why you took longer for a job and didn't hit the SRT, we're not gonna have a conversation.
Also, sometimes, I don't know, they're working one job, but they end up doing another job,
Mhm.
still punching the same job, so
Yep.
they affect the.
And that'll be in tomorrow's discussion.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's the market.
Alright,
Very quick. I'm working on a truck and let's say, hey guys, go look at that truck outside really quick.
mhm,
And me going on the computer, opening a work order, opening a job, it takes a while. It takes time to do that, instead of me walking to a truck, yeah, this is what you need. Or yes, it's safe or not, it's not safe. Right there, it goes in 10, 15 minutes.
That's right.
It adds to the SRT, this truck, but I was looking at that one.
mhm. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, because that's already on the numbers. I know that question's coming up. Alright. Good? Alright, thanks guys, appreciate it.